I'll let y'all pick today's challenge, and at 57% of the votes, today's the day we figure out if I can beat Dark Souls with only Pyromancy Flame punches. Like always, summoning won't be allowed, and I can only punch with the Pyromancy Flame to deal damage. I'll be writing the script as I go through the challenge, and I can already tell this one's going to be the hardest one so far. I don't even know why I suggested this. I honestly don't know if this is doable, but either way, it's time to become Fire Punch, so let's begin. This time we'll be choosing the Pyromancer since they're the only class that starts off with the Pyromancy Flame. I named him Agni and picked the Master Key as my starting item. So after grabbing some liquid heat from Oscar the Grouch, I picked up my Pyromancy Flame and started doing some weapon testing. Good God, this damage sucks ass. 9 damage on a basic hollow. You got to be kidding me. It takes 8 swings to defeat the most basic of enemies, but don't worry, it gets worse. First off, you can't do a plunging attack for massive damage on the tutorial boss because the flame is technically a catalyst, and only proper melee weapons can perform this special attack. Secondly, the demon of all ass only takes 7 damage per hit. At least my attack speed is decent, I guess. It doesn't really combo its punches together all that well, but it is what it is. Thankfully this demon is a slow, massive target. I've gotten so used to the speed of Night Rain that it feels like I'm walking through sludge playing this. The battle just goes at a glacial pace thanks to my low damage. I didn't even know you could do such little damage in this game. Even the dagger did more than this. Hell, I'm pretty sure the straight sword hilt would do more damage than this. Either way, I slow cooked that ham booty with a nice 9 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 hours, or minus 13 Celsius for the normal world. If this is how the entire challenge is going to go, then I'm ready to give up now. First boss took 9 minutes. 9 minutes on just the tutorial boss. I mean, I managed to do it on my first try, but god damn. After escaping Tutorial Island, I take my crew over to Firelink Shrine, then check out the flame stats. And there's no scaling. It only does 40 damage. Huh. So, turns out that damage number I've been looking at on the wiki was actually the magic adjustment number used to calculate pyromancy damage, not for the punches themselves. I guess I'll just be focusing on leveling up health and stamina since nothing else matters this episode. After slowly making my way towards Undeadburg, my fist is already at risk of breaking, which is a fancy way of saying it now deals less damage until it's repaired. At the local shop, repair powder costs 500 souls, and the repair box costs 3,000. If I get the powder, I'll be in a constant loop of being broke, and my weapon will surely break again before I acquire the box. So I go with option 3 by repairing it with the often forgotten Rickard in New Londo for a cheap 52 souls. After that I went to the Valley of Drakes, met up with my main man Andre, collected the Firekeeper soul sitting on this altar, upgraded my Estus flask with said soul, went back to acquire the basement key, got a wild boar ran straight up my ass, then used my knowledge gained for the miracle only run to bait this loser off the edge, giving myself access to both a shortcut and a perpetual money making machine, thanks to the red drake killing everything on this bridge, which resets every time I sit at a bonfire. After some leveling up and acquiring my own repair box, I remain very frustrated with this run. Dealing with more than one enemy at a time is just a pain in the ass. I don't have the range or damage to really handle anything. Then I got stuck. Like, physically stuck. So I angrily, homeward boned back. I decided to change my plans by using the weight of the world, sent Ancient Soldier Varg to the graveyard to acquire Havel's Ring, then picked up the Elite Knight set for some much needed poise before taking on the Tauros Demon. The 2 basic clowns up top drain 4 out of my 10 Estus, and I do a whole whopping 5 damage to the demon, and he absolutely clocked my shit. After that reality check, I decided to take a break. Not out of anger or frustration, but for the pursuit of knowledge. Since I have the basement key on hand, I went down to Lower Undeadburg just to free Griggs for some possible shenanigans later. So the only way I can increase the base damage of my punches is to find a pyromancy teacher. The first one is located in the depths, which needs the key from the coconut demon to access, and since I can barely handle more than one enemy at a time, I already know 2 dogs plus a boss will absolutely cause me to rage quit. Unfortunately for me, the second teacher only appears if you have a Pyromancy Flame upgraded to level 10, so either way I would have to beat the Cramp Space Demon to increase my damage. Or so I thought. By climbing up this ladder near the start of Undeadburg, sometimes you'll pop up on the top of the ladder like so. If that happens, you can then roll over the debris blocking the way, and after a few steps forward you'll phase right through the floor, landing you right on top of the waterways. Then if I roll right here, I'll land on top of a normally inaccessible top section of the lower Undeadburg wall, and one more roll lands me on top of the depths. A big thank you to PeachyMike for having a video showing a non-air roll method of getting down here. Now that I'm out of bounds, it's just a hop and a skip before I'm back into reality. I honestly spent like an hour trying to nail this little sequence break, but from here I can easily free Laurentis, and since I'm down here I decided to pick up the large ember just in case. After homeward boning back and returning to Firelink, I can confirm that upgrading the flame does in fact take the base damage of the punches up. It might not be by much, but I'll take any damage increase that I can get. Hell, since this run is going to be so awful I may as well go all out on the glitches. Since I play the remastered version on PC, OT using a PS4 controller, this method may be different for you. Step 1. Get as many arrows as you can, preferably wooden arrows since they're the cheapest. Step 2. Move a soul to the second item slot. Step 3. Go to your arrows, select drop, then pick the max amount of arrows you have, then click cancel. Step 4. Go to the systems menu, then go down to brightness. Step 5. Quickly press the R1 and X button together. It should be a very quick 1-2. If done correctly, it'll overlay the menus. You should now be able to see the soul selected in the background. Go down to OK and hit confirm. Step 6. Now with your mouse, hover over quit game, then on your controller hit X. If done correctly, it'll ask you to specify a quantity. Click the max amount, then hit OK. Congratulations, you just committed counterfeiting. Now with all this free money on hand, I decided to max the hell out of this Pyroflame, taking it from 40 base damage all the way up to 76. Fuck, man. Knowing that won't get me too far, I started roiding out my stats since scaling doesn't matter in this episode. The Taurus Demon's arena is a bit too cramped for my liking, so I decided to let my balls get some fresh air by taking on the gargoyles instead. Thanks to my high HP combined with the Elite Knight set, I'm taking way less damage than I expected. But even with almost double my base damage, I'm still only hitting for 20s. Even with the gargoyles being slow, just connecting a punch is proving to be somewhat difficult due to their awkward shape. Normally I'd go for the tail, but bopping them in the schnoz and shoulders gives me the best chance to deal some damage. After slugging through 40% of his HP, the gargoyle's ugly-ass twin shows up to ruin the party. Thankfully, he starts off at half HP, and tends to keep his distance by spitting straight fire, which provides me with the perfect chance to go in for the sizzle hand. The hardest part of this fight is keeping these two idiots split up for more than a few seconds at a time. Despite my best efforts, I still get backhanded like a bitch. After further pumping up my stats, I go in for another round. This time I'm a bit more aggressive, even managing to punch the tail off. Wasn't planning on doing that, but it helps to cut down on the threat level either way. My hits are much cleaner this time around. I'm dodging by simply walking and weaving around these slow-ass attacks, which lets me enter phase 2 with twice as much Estus as compared to last time. I was also more patient with my baiting and positioning. There was even a brief moment where I actually ran the hands on both of them at the same time. Actually make that 2 times in a row. Being more aggressive is definitely paying off. I managed to take out the second gargoyle first, but now I'm out of Estus. I quickly fumbled around in my inventory, pulling humanity out of my ass just in time for a heal. Now that it's a one-on-one fight again, I got this in the bag. I don't even take damage for the remainder of the battle. So after another long, grueling boss battle, the bell gargoyles have been slain, earning me the right to ring the first bell. I honestly thought that I'd have given up long before this point, but we all know it's going to get much worse from here on out. Back at Firelink, I tried to show Lautrec my cool fire fist, but he decided to commit Subaru for some reason. At least he left me a cool ring and some humanity in his will. Down in New Londo, I grabbed the Firekeeper soul to further upgrade my flask. Took the back entrance to Blighttown, absorbing in all that toxic while grabbing another Firekeeper soul. I tried to run the hands on Mildred, but I completely forgot she has an ungodly amount of fire defense, so I ended up letting gravity handle the rest. And since I have a maxed out Pyroflame, I can meet up with Quelaag to further ascend my flame, bringing me up to a whopping 138 damage. Almost double my previous damage, but still pathetic as hell. I then went out of my way to pick up the Chloranthy ring for some much needed stamina regen. With all that preamble out the way, I made my way to Quelaag's domain. And it turns out we can't damage her because she is completely immune to fire damage. I mean, it makes sense, I just never really thought about it until now. The same fire immunity also applies to Ceaseless Discharge, the Centipede Demon, and the Bed of Chaos. Unfortunately for me, Quelaag and the Bed of Chaos are both mandatory for beating the game, so I guess this is where the challenge ends. Or so I thought. After clearing the way of enemies and going to this one specific spot in Blighttown, the game will activate the death cam without killing me. This little glitch lets you walk through the fog wall and ignore Quelaag after you've activated her cutscene. The hard part is getting back down safely. The controls in this POV are very awkward. It's almost like inverted tank controls. You just gotta take your sweet time. And I won't lie, this did take a few attempts because I've never performed this glitch until now. So after slow slog into Quelaag's domain, I can freely pass through the fog wall and then fumble my way through the arena. Normally you'd go down the stairs, and once far enough you then quit out and reload the game. If you do it inside the boss's room or the bell room, you'll be loaded into the swamp side of the fog gate. But since I'm a special boy, my beefy health bar let me tank a fatal fall, thus putting me into the correct load zone, which works perfectly fine for me. Upon reloading the game, I ring the second bell of awakening, thus opening up Sen's Fortress. Big thanks to DS2RED for their video providing tips and a walkthrough for this amazing skip. On my way out, I killed the white spider, mostly because I hate spiders and because I need her Firekeeper soul. Then I homeward boned back to avoid being trapped down here with the bonfire. Back at Firelink Shrine, I cashed in my Firekeeper souls for some stronger heals. Then I made my way down to the catacombs. After a hop and a skip, I reached Pinwheel's domain, and this is the most I've ever seen this man do. Did you know that Pinwheel makes copies of himself? Did you know that he also shoots fireballs? Did you know he's still easy as hell even with pyro punches? At least we got the right of kindling for some extra heals, cause Lord knows my ass is gonna need it. I mostly ran through Sen's Fortress Fortress only stopping to become an onion, stock up on some repair powder, and to max out my health. Actually thinking about it now, I never have anything to say about Sense Fortress or the boss in these challenges. I like the rolling balls that you have to avoid. That is my Sense Fortress review. At the top of Sense Fortress, I have a very long battle with the Iron Golem. This is just me punching an iron baby in the ankles. After taking enough damage, the Iron Golem takes you back to 2008 with the wobble, then hits you with the help I've fallen and can't get up while I continue to run the hands on him. I even found the time to hit the default dance on his ass. Pretty easy battle, still not much to say about it though. And after another 9-minute long battle, the Iron Golem has been seared away. Well, I somehow made it to Anor Londo with only pyro punches. But if you ask me, this is where the real Dark Souls begins. I rushed in just face tanking the gargoyles because I'm high off my own success. Downstairs I sent the white clads to the graves before picking up the black iron set. I was stressing the Silver Knight Archer thinking I'd have to bait him to jump off the ledge, but no, I just walked up with big dick energy vibe checking him. I am so stacked with poise I can go toe to toe with this silver sword and shield loser. It's literally that easy. After suffering through a whole castle of Silver Knights and unlocking the shortcut, I remembered that I could just jump over this railing to skip everything, making both my time spent and effort given a further waste of my life. Upon reaching the giant blacksmith, I print more money out of thin air buying up some Twinkling Titanite to fully upgrade the black iron set, while also buffing my endurance to wear this heavy ass armor. After doning the BIS, I make my way over to the Wonder Twins.
Prepare for trouble!
Make it double!
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse!
James!
Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light!
Surrender now or prepare to fight!
Me out, that's right!
My plan is to focus on Smo since he's easier to hit, has a lower fire defense, and Super Ornstein is just easier to deal with. From the start, Ornstein is already pissing me off. This stupid ass 6 red buttons, flared collar, custom made lion mask from furaffinity.com motherfucker keeps barely poking me through Big Slim. He's such a little bitch with the way he sneaks you. Doesn't matter when or where, he'll be there. Now Smo, I'm cool with. He kinda looks like one of those chocolate Easter eggs with the golden wrapper on it. And he looks like he ate several bags of them too. Bro's got them big titties and an even bigger hammer. I respect that. But like every other boss, this has been a very slow grind. There's no point in even locking on with how much moving around I gotta do. This is pure hit and run tactics. Thankfully I took the time to get those extra heals from Pinwheel because the Ornstein damage is really stacking up. But after slogging through 7 minutes of fisting, I was finally able to send Smo off to a clean burning hell. But Ornstein still manages to sneak me before the transition. Compared to Smo, Super Ornstein takes way less damage. I went from hitting 60s to 23s. Fortunately for me, this tall-ass NBA son of a bitch is actually too tall for his own good. I can bob and weave through his legs like some deranged pervert, but the only way I can apply damage is by busting him in the kneecaps, which is a little harder than expected thanks to his lanky-ass Waluigi body. Since this battle's been going on for so long, I took the time to sprinkle some salt on my fist to repair it. Two things that keep chapping my ass are the lightning butt slam and the lightning impales. Both these attacks get me every time without fail. If you took a drink every time I got hit by one of those, you'd be fucking dead. After getting him down to a quarter, he plops the thing down on me twice and I gotta take a drink. As soon as I leave the trenches, he nails me good with a heavy lightning bolt at point blank, so I heal up and I'm officially out of Estus. Then I remembered I still have humanity on me. I had to fumble around the menus to slap that shit on a usable item slot because I was not about to lose this. I keep scraping out hits while I can, but he gets me with the butt slam again thanks to my greed, then catches me with the harpoon. I hide behind a pillar to pop some humanity, then get back to scrapping, but then Ornstein starts bouncing on it crazy style. I haven't seen dick riding like this in years. But Ornstein's the one with the big pole here, so he takes my ass for another ride. At this point, I'm just sick and tired of this fight, so I started giving this man the business. He hops away with just a sliver. I run in, giving him one final hit to end the reign of Ornstein the Dragon Slayer. That right there was a first fucking try victory on Ornstein and Smo with only pyro punches. Now that's what I'm talking about. I do this for me, myself, and yes, even you, dear viewer. After taking part in one of the top 5 anime battles of all time, I head up to the big boob lady and she dabs me up with the Lord's Vessel, allowing me to perform quantum tunneling. Warping back to Firelink, we hop down to the altar, placing the device, and now we can access the remaining Lord's souls. But fuck that, we're going straight to the final boss. Each area in the game has a fail-safe location in case your teleports go wrong. This skip comes in 2 parts. To perform the first half of this glitch you need 18 faith, the Miracle's Force and Homeward, and a talisman in each hand. Start off with the Miracle Force ready to be cast, then you'll have to press L1, R1, and up on the controller all at the same time, with the R1 having an ever so slight delay. Basically cast with both hands and swap to Homeward. If done correctly, it'll do the animation of Force, but with the effect of Homeward. You'll be able to tell if you performed it correctly because Force will be gold instead of white and teleport you to the last bonfire. After getting used to the cadence, it's time to perform the whole skip. Starting from Firelink Altar, warp over to Undead Parish. Hop onto this railing. The best way to do that is by having nothing in your hand and performing a plunging attack. If you manage to make it up here, it's time for the hard part. You have to double cast your miracles, get the homeward effect while having the casting animation of force push you off the ledge, and then quickly sit at the bonfire. If done correctly, you'll be wrongly warped to the very start of the kiln of the first flame. No Sif, no Kings, no Bed of Chaos, no Seath or Nito. None of that is needed. That took me about a good hour to perform, but we're finally here. And if you're curious, no, the door doesn't open from behind. After running past the Black Knights, it's finally time to face off against the Lord of Cinder. And like always, Gwen is a real monster. I personally consider him to be the hardest boss in every challenge I do. For an old man, he's crazy fast. Like, yeah, the DLC bosses are hard, but they kinda take turns with their attacks. Meanwhile, we have the Lord of Input reading here. Anytime you try to heal, you're getting smacked without fail. The real problem here is my damage output, because just like Super Ornstein, I'm only hitting for 23s. So with Gwen's 4,185 HP, that means I'd have to hit him at least 182 times if my math is correct. So this is going to be another long-ass battle. Thankfully, the Black Iron set helps to mitigate most of Gwen's damage with its high physical defenses and unmatched fire defense. I usually don't put too much thought into these challenges, but this was a conscious choice I made from the start. I was truly playing the long con on this one, but even with 20 Estus and whooping out humanity to extend this attempt, I was still only able to get Gwen down to half. I feel like my dodging was decent enough, but unless I can play twice as good, this isn't going to be possible. Attempt number 2 goes even worse. I'm completely out of wall here. This is my limit as a player. So if I wanted to do this, I realized I needed to kick logic out and do the impossible. I willed it into existence. I found my zone. I achieved gamer nirvana. All of that just to parry Gwen. It just clicked with me all of a sudden. You were at my side all along. My true mentor. My left parry hand. Like deadass, I remembered I was great at parrying in Bloodborne. Get ready for that live stream in the near future. So why the hell couldn't I do it with Dark Souls? This probably isn't impressive to most people, but I've never tried to parry Gwen until now. Hell, I didn't even know you could parry him for years. God gave us 2 hands, so I'm taking advantage of that. I do fail this attempt, but this is valuable experience. Attempt number 3 is just parry practice, but I did find out a few cool things. I learned that the first hit after a parry deals 33 damage instead of 23. Then that parrying gives me plenty of time to heal up, and if I'm on this downhill section near the entrance, sometimes Gwen's attack will just completely miss me. Not sure if that's a glitch or a hitbox issue, but I'm using it either way. Attempts 4 and 5 don't yield anything special. Attempt number 6 was the closest one by far. I got this man down to a third. My parrying is getting more consistent, but I'm still falling short of victory. I went back to Anor Londo to put belt to brass for some stronger heals. Then I had the epiphany of a lifetime. What if the wrong warp glitch I've been using to get here also worked with weapon buffs? So I tested it out, and yeah, I can just buff my Pyroflame with magic weapon by doing this, taking it from a measly 138 damage all the way up to a beautiful 257. Now that is one hell of a jump, even if it's just temporary. I wish I knew I could have done this earlier. Like, I knew that there was a way to buff unbuffable weapons, but it involved dropping down from a ledge while cycling through weapons and spells, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I'm assuming that because this is interacting with 2 casting items, it doesn't require swapping weapons. I really have no clue, so if anyone knows the details on this glitch, please let me know down in the comments. Now that I can put some extra damage on my fist for 1 minute, this might be enough to tip the scales. So at the start of the battle, my fist is hitting for 40 damage, and after a parry it hits for 57. Unfortunately for me, Gwen wasn't playing nice, so I ended up missing too many parries at the start of the battle to make this buff truly effective. Attempt number 8 broke my heart. Everything was perfect, but Gwen hit me with the quick slash, so I panicked, which caused me to perform a partial parry, meaning that I still take damage and it drains a ton of stamina. I tried to roll away just to get pieced up. I was literally 2 hits away from victory. Then attempt number 9 goes the exact same way, but on attempt number 10 I had another brilliant idea. Since great magic weapon buffs the damage based on magic adjustment, I put in a few more points into magic and now we're hitting for a toasty 66 right from the start, and after an open palm slap I hit for a crispy 93. At this point my parries are clean as hell. Even if I don't get them on the first swing, I've poised through just to slap that shit out of my face on the second or third swing.
1 slap, you got big chunks for stews. 2 slaps, home fries in a second. And look at this, you're gonna love my nuts. Watch this. You guys can do it with your whole hand. Kids can do it. 1, 2. And we're gonna make America skinny again, 1 slap at a time.
See, it turns out that if you want to get ahead in life, you just have to cheat the system a little bit. Now this is some spicy damage. I just had to change my pitch up and start slapping a bitch up. I have turned this into a pure slobber knocker of a fight. This is the type of shit that was going on in the boys' PE locker rooms. At this point I feel like I'm just disrespecting a man and his entire lineage. He's down to half health while I still have 17 Estus on hand. Originally I was just going to give him a bridge version of this fight, but I'm kind of impressed with myself. All my little mommies and daddies out there need to see what I've done. Put this on your fridge, please. Award me with a gold star, for I am proud of my parries. 'Tis a glorious day in this ashen pit. Slapping awake Gwen's sword bit by bit, from my left hand that remains unlit, to this challenge that I must commit. My souls gained were mostly counterfeit, these parries you see are very legit. This is a poem, not just a skit. I made this challenge and did not quit. Glitches were used for I must outwit. Is it fair use or just hypocrite? Whether right or wrong, I continue with grit. Versus a lord, I go hit for hit. I've come too far to layer submit. It's a grab attack, oh god, oh shit. That was a surprise, I must admit. The only attack a parry finds unfit. Versus a man who keeps his sword lit, makes me worry with sweating armpit. But my loss here I cannot permit. Look at the damage that I transmit. Wearing the black iron said I rock that fit. While Gwen over there looks like a twit, the Lord of Cinder better go sit. I love it here, but it's time to split. Dark Souls poems should be left omit. I hate poetry anyway, so fuck it. Just like that poem, I'm not sure why I made this video. Do we do it because we can, or because it's something we feel we must do? It's been so long that I've completely forgotten why I started making videos in the first place, or if there was ever a reason to begin with. I think it's important to create something to be remembered for so that you'll never be forgotten. One day my name will be etched out, but right now, I'm here. But I do hope that you create something. It could be your own video, a picture, a family, or a pizza. But I want you to be remembered for something, my dear viewer. Go out there and make something beautiful for this world. Do it for me, but most importantly, do it for yourself. Sorry for getting off topic there. I guess I just needed someone to talk to for a little bit. Who really knows anymore? Now let us pray the pimp's prayer. Lord, please pray for the soul of this hollow and guide my pimp hand and make it strong, Lord, so that he may learn a hollow's place. Amen. After 58 parries, I have officially beaten Dark Souls with only pyromancy flame punches. Between Ashes and Curse, I alone am the hollowed one. I didn't think this was going to be possible. This was definitely the most incorrect way I have ever played Dark Souls, but it was also the most fun I've had with it. I was expecting this to be a 10-minute long video, but I just can't shut the hell up. So I've given this a lot of thought over the past year, and I think this is going to be my last challenge for a very long time. I'm still having fun and everything, but at the same time I have to force myself to record and do the voiceover. Plus I miss my free time. And honestly, I don't think I'll surpass this one in difficulty or knowledge used. I feel like I went all out in those regards. On the other hand, I feel like my writing has been slacking. And on top of all that, the dagger only video has been this wall that I can't surpass. I don't feel like it was that great, but none of my challenges have even done half as good as it, so it feels like I lost the secret formula along the way, or maybe it was just dumb luck the entire time. If you like this style of video, let me know down in the comments, or if there was just something I should have done better. If or when I come back, I'll be more prepared and have things better lined up, but for now you'll probably be seeing me do some of these challenges live on YouTube in the near future. I got a few things planned out, but until then, take it easy, and thank you for watching.